Greetings of the day, my students. This is tutorial class from Higher Secondary Council, and I want to tell you that this is a very, very important presentation because you must be knowing that the council has brought out a model question on semester 4 on all the subjects, and it is available in Vidyasagar Bhavan and all the 4 regional offices that the council has. And you can acquire that book. This contains all the model questions that may come in your examinations, and what is very important is that it has a very rich question bank which will help you to solve many types of questions. It touches all the varieties and all the short questions and descriptive type questions that are in your semester 4 examination. So students, আমি তোমাদের এটা বলতে চাই যে কাউন্সিল থেকে একটা বই বার করেছে যেটা তোমাদের সেমিস্টার 4 এর যে কোয়েশ্চেন্স গুলো আছে তার প্রচুর প্যাটার্নস আছে এবং সেখানে মডেল কোয়েশ্চেন সেটস আছে যেগুলো তোমাদের পরীক্ষার জন্য ভীষণই উপকারী। আর সব থেকে ভালো ব্যাপার হলো এই বইটাতে প্রচুর কোয়েশ্চেন্স আছে, কোয়েশ্চেন ব্যাংকের মতো প্রচুর কোয়েশ্চেন্স আছে যেগুলো তোমাদের প্রত্যেকটা লেসন থেকে কত রকমের কিছু ভ্যারাইটি আছে সেইগুলো সব দেওয়া আছে। সো we will be discussing that very book today, and I have taken the set 1 of the model question that is in the book, and I will be explaining to you the question pattern because semester 4 is very new to all of you, as this is the first time this is happening. And at the same time, from the West Bengal Council for Higher Secondary Examination, we want to assure you that you will have a very good support from this question. So what I have done is I have explained to you the pattern, and at the same time, I have given you some model questions which you may refer to when you are in the learning process and preparation process for the examination. So let's proceed. I am Mita Datto, assistant teacher from Dokhinesha Sri Sri Sharoda Devi Balika Vidya Mandir. So let's start with the book. So this is how the book looks. It is the topic-wise question bank with model question paper. So topic-wise question bank, it covers all the topics that's in your syllabus vividly, and it's for your forthcoming semester 4 examination. So this is the pattern. This has the topics. These are short answer type questions, descriptive questions, and here's the total marks. As you already know, because in the books that the council has published, there are pages describing this. Still, I want to tell you again that the prose part, in the short answer type questions, there will be 2 out of 4 questions for you to answer. There will be 4 options and you have to answer 2, and both carry 2 marks each. So that comes to 4 marks. And in prose, you will have descriptive questions which will be of 6 marks. So you have to answer 1 out of 2 questions. Why 2 questions? Because in prose, you have 2 proses in your syllabus. So 1 from 3 questions and 1 from Alice in Wonderland will be given, and you have to answer 1 from that. So similarly, in verse, short answer type questions will be 2, and in descriptive type, you have to answer 1 out of 3 questions. Why 3 questions? Because there are 3 poems in your syllabus. So 1 is Hawk Roosting, 1 is Greenhouse Effect, and other is Sonnet 73 from Shakespeare. So here also there will be 3 questions and you have to answer 1. So remember, students, that there will be options between the 3 verses that are there. There will be options between 2 proses that you have been doing, but there will be 1 question. Like from 3 questions, there will be only 1 question. It will be not like this, that From 3 questions, you will be having 2 questions. So learn your lessons well, because whatever you choose, you have to write that only, because from one lesson, there will be no option. There will be just one question. So understand that clearly. And from drama, there will be no short questions. You have already answered the short questions for drama in the semester 3, the MCQs you have done. So here there will be one question only, and there will be 2 options here, from Riders to the Sea, the drama that you have in your syllabus. So it will be a 5 marks. In non-textual grammars, you have to, 1 out of 2 questions you have to write. That is the joining and splitting part. And in another, there will be 3, 1 out of 2 questions you have to write. So that makes it 10 marks in non-textual grammar. And in writing skill also, you already had a presentation in about writing skill, where it has been vividly described the marks division. So in writing skill, you have to write either an essay. If you write the essay, it contains 10 marks, and it has to be written within 150 words, and it has 10 marks. But if you don't write the essay, you opt for the other half. You have to write an email, and you have to write along it with a blog, which of both are of 5 marks each. You have to write both, and you have to write within 75 words each of them. So blog will be 75 marks, 75 words and 5 marks, and email will be 75 words and 5 marks. So this, you have to be very clear that if you write an essay, it will be only the essay, but if you write the or part, then you have to write both together. So now we go to the set 1 model questions. So this is how your model question is given in the pages. So first one said, see, you know your examination is of 40 marks. So first in section A, for 2 marks question. So total marks here is 10. Number 1, it is from your prose part. Answer any 2 questions out of 4 questions. Why was Alice getting tired sitting by her sister's side on the river bank? What was Alice's opinion on books without pictures or conversations? What, according to the Tsar, could ensure his success in every endeavor? Describe the hermit's physical features. So here you see the 2 marks questions are there and 4 options are there, out of which you have to do 2. So similarly, for the verse part, there are 4 questions. One is from Hawk Roosting. The second one is from Sonnet 73. Third one is from Greenhouse Effect. And the 4th one is from Hawk Roosting. So you can choose to do any 2 questions out of 4. So it doesn't mean that you cannot do 2 from Hawk Roosting. If you think that you will do both from Hawk Roosting, you can even do that. So the next thing is the grammar part, the joining and splitting part. Here, answer any 1 question out of 2 questions. So there are 2 questions. One is given combine the given sentences to form a complex sentence, and another is split into 2 sentences. So there is 1 question from joining and 1 question from splitting. You can do whichever you want to. Now we come to section B. So section A is clear for all of you. There is 2 marks question. 2 you have to write from the 2 you have to write from prose, 2 you have to write from verse, and 2 you get for grammar. So that makes the section A complete with 10 marks. So now we come to section B. Section B for 3 marks questions. There is answer any 1 question out of 2 questions. And this part has suitable articles and prepositions to be filled up. So there are two questions, A and B, and you have to do one. And note that in A there are 3 blanks, in B there are 3 blanks. So for each blank there is 1 marks. Then we come to the section C. This is the drama part, the Riders to the Sea part. And here there are no short answers, answer type questions. There is just one descriptive type question of 5 marks. And here you have 2 options. How is death depicted in Riders to the Sea? And comment on the role of the sea in Cinch's Riders to the Sea. So we see that here there are 2 options for the same drama and you have to write one. Then we come to section D, which is the descriptive type question containing 6 marks. So here, first from the prose, 2 are given, 2 questions are given, and you have to answer any one. So in the descriptive type questions, note carefully that there is only one question from one prose. So the first one from Down the Rabbit Hole is comment on the elements of curiosity and confusion in Down the Rabbit Hole. And then another one is from the 3 questions, and it is, why does the Tsar decide to consult the hermit? Mention 3 distinct features of the hermit. So here the question is in 2 parts. So you have to answer accordingly, but the total is of 6 marks. So keep in your mind the marks of the question, the parts of the question, and then write the answer. Of course, I am explaining you the marks pattern. I have for you all the questions and answers written down so that you can have an idea of how you can write the descriptive and model questions and short questions. I will come to that later in my slide. So next in 7, we come to the next part, that is the verse part. Here also the descriptive question you have to write only one. And you know there are 3 poems in your syllabus. So there is one each question from each of the poems that are in your syllabus. So you have to answer one and it contains 6 marks. Then we come to section E, which is the 10 marks question. This I explained to you that this is the writing skill part, and here there is a or. If you write the or part, you have to write both the email and the blog. And if you want to write the essay, you have to write the essay only, which contains 10 marks. So here we find there are 2 essays given and the word limit is mentioned. It is 150 words. The outline is also given. The impact of social media on societal interaction. So here you can use the outlines to write your essay. Of course, the outlines are just giving you an idea of how you may write. To make your writing or to make your essay unique and outstanding, you have to add your own points. And the next is advantages of learning a new language. So there are 2 options in the essay. You can choose to write any one. But note the type of the essays that are given. I would suggest you to keep an eye of the ongoing current events all over the world and also learn about the technological advancement that is going all around so that you can write your essays in a more beautiful manner. The more knowledge you have of the happenings around, the more better your writing will be. So next we come There is an or. So with that or, you have to write the email. In the email also, there are two options given. Along with it, you have to write a blog. In that also, two options are given. So for the email, you have to write in 75 words. There is one to the principal of some college, because you will be finishing your higher secondary examination and applying for colleges. So one is a very practical topic for all of you, in which you have to write, email to the principal. And the second one is to the editor of the Telegraph, expressing your views regarding your response to an article which involves pollution due to firecrackers, which has been published in the paper. So there has been some article on the pollution due to firecrackers. You are responding to that. So you have to mention the date of the article, whether you agree or disagree to that, and your reasons for disagreement and your opinion also. So this goes with the email. You can choose and write any one from two given. Next comes blog. The two topics that are given are the coming of the migratory birds in Kolkata. Here too you see the points are given, the hints are given. Another is the Kolkata Book Fair, which happens every year and which concluded just some time ago. So these are the complete sets of questions that will come in your examination, and this is how the pattern is that you will receive. Now we come to the answering part. Of course, here, so that you can understand like what exactly the word limit will be, how much should I write the short answer type questions, how much to write in the descriptive type questions. Whatever question is there that we have seen in the few slides before, all those, including the or parts, if there is, you have to write one question or two questions. I have not written just one or two. Just for your support, I have given answers to all the questions. So please make a screenshot of all these. I am not reading out the questions because it is for you to read and understand. And of course, as I always tell you, there is a comment section down below the tutorial classes where you can put your questions and you can get your answers accordingly to any confusions that may arise. So here are all the 4 questions in section A, question number 1, which consists of 2 marks. So take a screenshot of this and I go to the next slide. So here, what are the 4 main themes that are, the previous one was of the prose and here this is of the verse. So the hawk roosting, Shakespeare, greenhouse effect, and again hawk roosting. So these are all the 4 options that were given. Take a screenshot of this and go through the answers. Usually the 2 marks answers, I would suggest you to write something between 25 to 30 words because 2 marks needs to be very precise and to the point. So mark how the answers have been written. So next is the little grammar part where there was 1 sentence for joining and 1 sentence for splitting. So see how these have been worked out and please take a screenshot of this and go through it carefully. Then next, we come to the next part, which is section B, and it is the articles and preposition part. Here also you have been asked to do 1 and I have given the answers here itself and the answers are in blue. In blue color are the answers. So you have 3 marks in total and 1 marks each for each blank. So with that, we go to the drama part, which is Riders to the Sea. and it contains 5 marks. So 5 marks answers, I would suggest you to write something within 100 words so that the answer is to the point and precise. And this is your answer to how is death depicted in Riders to the Sea. Remember, students, these are just model answers that I have prepared for you. And of course, you have the independence of writing it in your way. And I am sure that you will write much, much better than me. So these are just for you, your understanding. With that, we go to the next drama question, where it's given comment on the role of the sea in Riders to the Sea. So take a look of the answer, and I would want to tell you that both these questions are very, very important to this drama, because Riders to the Sea, the role of the sea is very, very important. In fact, the sea is the hero of the play. So please mark these questions and keep a note of it. So then again, this is the prose part, the descriptive question part. Down the rabbit hole, comment on the elements of curiosity and confusion in Down the Rabbit Hole. You all know that Alice was very curious to go down the rabbit hole, and she had a lot of experiences after going to the rabbit hole. And there was a lot of confusion also. Like, she could see that nothing was normal there. Everything that we see normally, it was up and down there. So, Rabbit was both curious and confused. So this is also a very important question for you from this prose. Then again, the Tsar. Why did the Tsar decide to consult the hermit? Mention the 3 distinct features of the hermit. So you remember to read the question very carefully. Here it's written, mention 3 distinct features of the hermit. Remember that this does not ask for the physical description of the hermit. So here the answer C, he lived a very simple life in the forest. He avoided all the comforts. He was not distracted by wealth, and he did not want to meet any powerful or rich people. And thirdly, he was very wise and patient, and we know through the lesson that he showed all his wisdoms through his experiences. He did not show wisdom through books. You know very well that when the Tsar called all the wise men from his country, none of them could answer the questions. So this is also a very important aspect of the hermit that you need to remember. With this, we come to the verse part. Hawk roosting. You know how much authority and dominance the hawk has. So, and the hearts face upward for my inspection. Comment on the idea of authority as expressed in the given line. So, this part I can tell you, there may be many lines given to you from the text with the same question from this part. So, please go through the lines carefully. I think there already has been a tutorial class on hawk roosting, where there is the points of dominance and authority of the hawk clearly illustrated to you. So go through that, and please take a note of the second paragraph that I have used here, because here the hawk's authority has been demonstrated with respect to the line of the poem in question. So here, the metaphorical use of bare branches of autumn in Sonnet 73. Sonnet 73 is a beautiful poem having the metaphors of autumn, to which the poet compares himself as he is aging. So this is a very good question, and you should take a note of it, because this has that essence of the whole poem in it, because the whole poem is a metaphor, and here the answer stresses on that metaphor. Next is the central idea of the poem, greenhouse effect. So if you come to know the central idea of the poem, you can very well write on any line that is given from the poem in your question. So go through it. We also have the greenhouse effect in our tutorial classes. Go through that lesson and you will get a better understanding of the poem and can answer anything that comes. So here are the model essays that I have written for you on the topics that has been given. See how it is written and see how the word limit has been maintained. That is very important. This is the second essay that has been given. Take a note of it. Then here, it is the first email. Please go through it and see how it has been written. 75 words is actually very less, so you have to be very specific in writing the mail. Next is this topic where the response to an article in the Telegraph has been given. So here you see the agreement, disagreement, your opinion, everything has to be stated. So these are few lines in which everything has been stated. So you have to try and write in this concise pattern within the word limit, yet expressing everything that the question has asked for. This is the blog that has been given. Again, I would want you to read carefully, see what the topics are, and at the same time, see how the word limit has been maintained. And also, what has been asked here, every point has been touched. Same for the Kolkata Book Fair blog that you were asked to write. Here, the month, the duration of the fair, why it is of interest, its distinctiveness. Everything has been covered in the 75 words. So, this is not magic and this is not something unachievable. With practice, you all can do all these very properly, very nicely. So, with this, we come to the end of this model question paper discussion. Thank you, students, for listening so patiently. And I would want you to go through all the slides, all the presentations that the council is putting up. And with your interaction, of course, you can let us know how you want things to be. And you can ask questions to us. And another thing that I have been receiving in the comment section is why the classes are in English. The classes are in English because you have to answer in English. So if you hear the classes in English, it will be your good. So keeping that in mind, we teach basically in English. Okay, because on hearing and reading, the skill of learning, you can enhance. So thank you very much, my students, and best of luck for your exams.